What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for clicking. So I'm accidentally on my way to becoming a millionaire. I haven't gone out of my way and doing anything special in trying to get here. In this video, I want to talk about where I am now as far as becoming a millionaire and where I was 9 years ago. And basically just talk about some simple tweaks along the way to significantly increase my net worth. Hopefully you get some takeaways from it because as the old saying goes, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I'll also talk about some mistakes that I've made along the way. I put mistakes in air quotes because I don't know if there's any mistakes in life. I think everything is a learning opportunity and sometimes they just have to be learned firsthand. But hopefully you can avoid these mistakes if you're going along a similar path. So I have to start this video here. The Millionaire Next Door. Great book. I'm about halfway through it. Basically, this is not a book about what you should do to become a millionaire. They took a different approach. They surveyed a bunch of millionaires and gave you their habits of what they do and what they don't do. Here's a list of 7 things that's basically a summary from the book. I'll talk about them now and I'll keep them on screen as I go through this video. We'll refer back to it. Number 1, the surveyed group of millionaires live well below their means. Number 2, they allocate their time, energy, and money efficiently in ways conducive to building wealth. We'll talk also about what wealth means. Number 3, this is a big one, especially in Miami. They believe that financial independence is more important than displaying high social status. Number 4, their parents did not provide economic outpatient care. Number 5, their adult children are economically self-sufficient. Number 6, they are proficient in targeting market opportunities. There's currently a fantastic opportunity right now. August was a great month. And number 7, they choose the right occupation. I'll show how that means different things for different people, and I'll use an example from myself of how flexible that definition is. So, why do I want to be a millionaire and what does that mean to me? What does it mean to me? Nothing. It doesn't mean anything at all because being a millionaire is just paper wealth. I'll probably make a video in the future, but I'll show you that part of being a millionaire is minimizing your tax liability. What does that mean? It means you've got your money tied up in investment accounts. So that's what I mean by paper wealth. It really doesn't mean anything at all. So why do I want to be a millionaire if it doesn't mean anything? Basically, it legitimizes that what I'm doing now is the right thing to do. The things that I'm doing now and the habits that I'm continuing to develop will compound over time. Eventually, that leads to freedom. That's what I was talking about if you saw my last video as far as freedom. Freedom to do what you want, freedom to travel, freedom to spend time with your family. That's what I'm after. Of course, I'll always keep my job, but that decision will be mine, not because I have to earn that paycheck. The second point I want to talk about is a point that I debated. I went back and forth with myself, debating on whether I should show it. I don't think I could dodge the topic, but at the same time, I don't think it's necessary to give specifics. So, where I am now, if you add up my retirement accounts and the equity in my house, basically I'm about halfway there to become a millionaire. About 60% of that is investments and the retirement account. 40% of that is the equity in my house. I wanted to break that down because even in a year like this where I lost $50,000 when the market dropped in the early stages of the pandemic, I'm still up 40 grand year to date. I give you those specifics because people talk about compounding interest and how powerful that is. But I think it really clicks when you go through it yourself and you see what I see and you went through what I went through. Guys, we just had the best August in the stock market since 1984. Just last week alone, my net worth jumped about $20,000. I'm not saying that to flex because it'll probably go down in September. That's just the nature of investing. But basically, I put myself in that position to have a significant amount of money in my retirement fund to let it grow and take advantage of the best August we've ever had. I wish I would have started earlier, but I started in 2012. Put as much money as I could into my retirement account every month and saw that grow over time. That's one of the traits of a millionaire, putting yourself in the best possible situation to take advantage of the market. Again, I wish I would have started earlier and put even more money in. I also wanted to point out that my net worth as of 2012 was 0. Yep, you see it here, minimal amounts in my retirement account. I didn't have a house at the time, and I probably had more credit card debt than what you see here. So my net worth, if not 0, was probably in the negative area. The third thing I want to talk about is my views on being frugal. I'll have more videos, more in-depth videos on this topic later because I think it's very important. And as you can see, it's one of the habits of most millionaires. Let's start with being frugal with your money. I'm not saying not to spend money. I'm saying not to waste it. Everyone has their vice. I certainly have mine. I mean, what's the point of making money if you can't spend it? I look at it like experiences I'm less likely to be frugal on. I mean, I still like looking for the best deal. I still like using my credit card points for travel as much as I can, but things come and go. The main reason I like to invest my money in watches and not cars is because this thing will always retain its value, at least 80% of it. Whereas if I buy a luxury sports car, that's gonna come and that's gonna go. That's a waste of money. I created a simple rule for myself. When COVID hit, I stopped the gym memberships. Obviously, I enjoy working out and I started buying gym equipment. The rule for myself was if I couldn't hustle it, I wasn't gonna buy it. I had a set budget of about $1,500 that I could spend. And if I went over it, I had to buy something and resell it to make that money and put it towards my gym fund. Fast forward to today, I've got pretty much everything I need for my gym and more. I've got 2 bikes, I've got some high-end weights, high-end kettlebells, all of which would have cost me well over $2,000, but I'm coming in under budget because I saw some opportunities to buy and resell some weights. The last thing I want to mention about being frugal is that this road, this journey to becoming a millionaire, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So just like a diet where you get burned out, you want to quit after a couple months, you have to have your cheat days. You have to have your pizzas every once in a while, right? So if you spend some money on some things that you really just want to have, don't go overboard. It's okay to splurge every once in a while as long as you don't go crazy. So being frugal with your money is important, but I think another important tip is to also be frugal with your time. I want to share a quick story. I work in sales. My income fluctuates up and down. It's commission-based, bonus structure. So I have good years and I have bad years. Well, a few years ago, I had a really bad year. Basically to the point where in order to keep up with my mortgage, I was borrowing money off of my credit cards. I was 20 grand in debt. So every penny counted. Long story short, what I ended up doing was canceling all my subscriptions. I lowered my internet speed to save money. I went ahead and canceled cable altogether. What ended up happening was I found myself watching a lot of YouTube because it was free. And that ended up being the best thing I ever did. Because instead of watching last night's ball game and seeing if somebody went off and had a great game, I went and learned something. And actually for me, I went and got motivated. I watched a lot of Graham Stephan videos. Thanks, Graham. And I saw how he grew something from nothing. He turned a side hustle into a multi-million-dollar career. He puts out a video every single day. I mean, talk about the sense of purpose and drive when you wake up. I love it. And then the last thing I want to say about being a millionaire is I know I'm going to be a millionaire. There's no doubt in my mind. And I think that's important because not achieving that really is not even an option. It's not even crossed my mind. It's almost like willing it into existence. You know what I mean? That's the way I feel about that. Guys, I'm going to wrap up the video here. Appreciate you watching. I hope that in this video, you see that doing the right things over time, slow and steady, can really pay off. Also, I hope you see the importance of saving and saving early. With that said, it's never too late to start. I think I'm going to start ending these types of videos with a quote. Today, I've got 2 quotes just because I couldn't decide on the best one. The first one comes from Dave Ramsey. You can't work 3 hours a week and make $100,000. Get rich quick schemes don't work. Crockpot mentality always defeats microwave mentality. I thought that one was appropriate. I like this one even better from Zig Ziglar. Rich people have small TVs and big libraries. Poor people have small libraries and big TVs. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.